Jeremy Haynes has printed more money on meta ads than 99% of marketers you'll ever come across. We're talking over $1 million in monthly ad spend managed, 39 clients hitting $1 million months, and a playbook that has literally set the standard for how to run high-ticket paid ads. But here's the thing. Most of Jeremy's strategies are taught in context of info products, coaching offers, and make money online niches. I've spent the last few years taking his exact frameworks and applying them specifically to B2B companies, agencies, and online service businesses doing 50K a month or more. And I can tell you right now, some of them translate perfectly. Some of them need to be modified, and a few of them are straight up game changers when applied to B2B correctly. So in this video, I'm going to break down Jeremy Haynes' exact $1 million per month meta ad strategy, walk you through which ones work best for B2B, which ones you need to tweak, and exactly how you can implement them so you can finally stop burning cash on ads that generate garbage leads and start filling your calendar with pre-sold qualified prospects that are ready to buy. So for context, my name is Richie Burner, founder of Built2Book, and we've spent over $1 million on paid ads and built complete client acquisition systems for over 50 B2B companies. So let's get into it. Before we get into any ad creative or any targeting or any of the fancy stuff, there's one decision that will determine whether your entire campaign prints money or burns it. And almost every B2B company I talk to gets this wrong from day one. And the thing they keep getting wrong is the 3 direct response conversion mechanisms that you can use and which one works best for B2B. Literally, Jeremy's whole core philosophy is picking the right direct response campaign before you think about what type of creative or anything that goes into your ads. You have to pick between the 3: call funnels, webinars, and Hydra, which is the instant form campaigns. So we'll go through each one and we'll talk about how it performs when specifically applied to your B2B company. So the first type of funnel is going to be our call funnel, which is going to be the winner for B2B most of the time. These work like 95% of the time when it comes to B2B funnels. And the reason it does that is because it pre-educates leads, it pre-sells them, it pre-handles objections, so that by the time these people show up to the call, they already know what you're doing and why they're there. And it's a really great, effective way, and that's straight to the point. It's not complicated to build, it's easy to complete, and it doesn't need to be super complex or fancy looking. You can do a selfie ad to a landing page built and go high level that books on Calendly and you're done. It's that simple. Nowadays, people are being bombarded by ads and offers and funnels and this and that. So one of the main reasons why the call funnel works so well is because it offers a multi-day buying cycle and allows prospects to get acquainted with your business, what you do, who you are, and to build that trust. So for instance, when they see your ad, they're interested in your offer. They go to your landing page, they watch your VSL, you're educating them, you're pre-handling their objections. They see your client testimonials, they see your proof, you talk about how your process works, you have your offer there. So they're getting a pretty good understanding. They fill out that survey, they know they're a fit, they book that call, and then they go to a confirmation page which tells them next steps and a video from you with FAQs that are also videos. So by the time they even go through your funnel, they're pretty well acquainted with you and your business and will even disqualify themselves or qualify themselves based on that alone. Leading up to the call, we have pre-call email sequences that are going out 2, even 3 times a day, depending on your offer, where you're staying top of inbox, top of mind, and they know that they are going to speak to this person in 3 days. And it's really common for someone to show up in the B2B space to a call and they have no idea why they're there, why they've booked, what their offer is. And I think everybody who's been in B2B can somewhat relate to that, where they have a sales call, someone shows up and be like, so what is this for again? Is this for automation? Oh, it's for content? Okay, yeah, like tell me what you got. That's the worst feeling in the world. And the second reason I think call funnels are so effective is because it's a really super basic structure. It's a direct response ad to a landing page with a VSL, an application form with questions, and then a scheduler. That is it. That's all you need to book real qualified calls with people who are ready to buy. The biggest mistake B2B companies make with their VSLs and their landing page is they're just feature dumping. They're just telling you what they're gonna do for you and what you get when you're here versus pre-selling. Why do they need this thing? What are the things that you're going to do for them? What's the outcome they're going to get? What are the steps that we're going to take to get there? So you could pre-sell people, you could pre-handle objections in your VSL. Instead, you're just listing all the things that you're giving them and they have no idea if that's what they actually need or if you're just throwing stuff in their face. Personally, I think the call funnel is going to be your best bet if you're trying to scale your B2B service-based offer. For me, this is the best funnel for any sort of B2B company that's between 50K or 500K a month that is looking to scale more. Not only is it super scalable, but it's easy to manage, it's easy to find bottlenecks, and it's the best way to get a more direct result. Not to mention, if you work with a company like me, or if you're highly skilled in this subject, you can build and launch a funnel with 30 ads in 10 days or less if you really wanted to. So the next type is going to be a webinar funnel. And this is a more complicated funnel. I would say for someone that's more experienced, these people might have a booked call funnel that is already scaling, and they're looking for a cheaper way to get more people into their business, whether it's for coaching, info products, or an agency that has a more lower ticket offer. But these also work really well for higher ticket offers because you're able to educate people live and also take in questions. There are a few things that a B2B company would need to do a webinar successfully. One is like a really good audience and the ability to get a lot of people into your webinar, but also you need to have camera comfort. You need to have the right systems. You need to have a really good pitch deck that brings people through the webinar, and then an offer at the end that people are actually interested that will buy or book a call right from the webinar. I think depending on your offer and your business, once you are getting close to that 80K a month or 70 to 80K a month mark and you want to start firing up a webinar funnel, I think it's a good time to do that because you're going to have extra budget to put towards the webinar campaign, but also you're going to have the bandwidth, the people, the team, the skills to be on camera, and you're going to know your offer really well. So you're in a good position to talk to a webinar full of people about what you do and essentially pitch them all at once. And the last type of funnel is going to be what Jeremy calls Hydra. By the way, if you want some help implementing the stuff I'm covering in this video, click the first link in the description to book a free strategy call with my team at Built2Book. We'll audit your entire funnel, we'll show you exactly where the leaks are, and map out what a complete system would look like for your business. So essentially all Hydra is just meta lead form ads with conditional logic. And they're known to 5x lead volume when compared to booked call funnels. One thing you're going to need when you're running the Hydra system is you're gonna need a really good sales team. You're gonna need triage, you're gonna need appointment setters, people who can call a lead instantly. As soon as that form is submitted, I'm talking within 5 minutes, they have someone trying to get in touch with them, dialing their number, sending them a text message, trying to get them into a booked call. So to be clear, if you're going to run this type of strategy, you're gonna need some form of appointment setter, someone who is able to call these leads within 5 to 10 minutes of them submitting the form, who's able to triage a call onto your calendar. So when it comes to form structure, you're gonna wanna think about a couple of things. You don't wanna make the form too difficult for people so that they just stop filling it out halfway through. But we do need to create some sort of friction so that we're getting quality leads that are coming through the form. Outside of contact information, you should have 2 to 5 questions that you're using to qualify people in the form. One of them can be a revenue question, one of them can be an urgency question, one of them could be something else related to your product or service that determines whether or not someone is a qualified lead. But usually we aim for 2 to 5 questions. Now that you know which conversion mechanism to pick, here's where most B2B companies completely fall apart because they get the campaign type right, but then they lose 60% of their booked calls before the prospect even shows up to the meeting. And the fix is something almost nobody in the B2B space is talking about. And the fix that nobody's talking about is part 2, the hammer them campaign, the real game changer for B2B companies. This is probably the single most important content ad strategy that Jeremy has ever pioneered. It is really, really effective for every company. I use it, but it's super effective for info products and coaching. And this is because they require a lot of trust building and touch points leading up to the call. Same thing with anything in B2B, it requires a lot of touch points, but more so those specifically, we need to share information, we need to share case studies, we need to pre-handle objections before the call, and the hammer them campaign absolutely allows you to do that. And the reason why it's so important is because of the B2B concentration window problem. Prospect books a call on Monday, call is Thursday, emotional state fades over the course of 72 hours, and then by the time the call comes, they're not even interested anymore. In fact, they might not even remember who you are. So show rates tank, attendees show up lukewarm, they have questions, they don't know who you are, and we're all just sitting there wondering what the hell is going on. So the hammer them framework looks a little something like this. 30 to 50 pieces of short form content, 90 seconds or less, that's posted on your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, all of the platforms that we can get it on. The content will cover 4 quadrants: questions, second layer questions, objections, and expectations. So when it comes to technical setup, it would look like this inside of the ad account. Each piece of content gets its own ad set with 3-second video view exclusion per ad set, so the ad set is constantly rotating through the content. When it comes to targeting, we're building a custom audience of the people who have booked a call in the last 72 hours or in your sales cycle window. When it comes to budget, you can allocate $50 to $150 per day for most B2B audiences. If we're not hitting 100 bookings per 72 hours, widen the window to 7 to 14 days and supplement with hot CRM leads that haven't even closed yet. So basically your ad set would be a combination of people who have booked a call or hot leads who have filled out an application that are in your system that are waiting to book a call or haven't booked yet. So what are some real concrete and statistical benefits of using this B2B strategy? Well, you see show rates go from like 40% to 70%. We have higher close rates, compressed sales cycles because people are educated when they actually show up to the call. Some of them are even ready to buy. Sales teams become cashiers, not closers. They're not constantly following up and reminding people why they're there. They're getting real closed deals. So I think it's safe to say that when it comes to the hammer them strategy and B2B businesses or offers, this is a no-brainer. This is actually a non-negotiable. You need to be retargeting with content and sending emails like an animal to the people that are booking calls on your calendar. So you've got the right campaign, you've got the hammer them system keeping your prospects warm, but none of that matters if your ad account, your pixel, and your scripts aren't set up in a way that actually works for B2B. And this next section is where I see the most money get wasted because people just copy what works for info products and wonder why their cost per qualified call is through the roof. So for part 3, we're gonna go through the specific adjustments that we need to make this framework actually work for B2B companies. Jeremy's strategies are proven at scale, but B2B has specific nuances and certain things that need to be layered on top. So we're gonna go each one of these adjustments that we can make and share our experience in the B2B market applying them. So the first adjustment we can make is pixel conditioning for qualified events. Optimizing for lead is the absolute wrong move. If your campaign is set to optimize for lead, we need to change that immediately. It's the wrong move. When we optimize for lead, every single time a lead fills out a form or just fills out the application and it shoots back to Meta, we're telling Meta to find form fillers, not call bookers. We want people who are making it all the way through the form and booking a call. That's why we always optimize for the furthest down event in the funnel that we can, which is usually a scheduled call. Another way that we can do this is by leveraging the CAPI integration that Meta gives you in your data set. So we can take that conversion API, we can plug it into our CRM, whether it's Go High Level, HubSpot, whatever you're using, and we can fire events back into Meta based on the actions that we're taking in our CRM. So we can even optimize for people that are closing. If we're closing enough people, we can build an audience off people that are actually paying you money, so that Meta is now using that information to target people with your campaign. Now, over time, the pixel is just gonna keep getting better and better and better. So your cost per qualified call is gonna keep going down, down, and down. Over time, it's kind of like a snowball effect. The more data we give it, the more better information we give the pixel, the better your calls will be over time. So the second adjustment we can make is our 3 campaign account structure. These are the 3 campaigns that Jeremy recommends having in your ad account at all times. Now, this might not be applicable for people who have really low spends or who are just starting off with ads. But if you're an agency or a B2B company looking to scale, these are the campaigns you're gonna want. Obviously, the first campaign you're gonna need is gonna be your cold campaign. So this is gonna be about 60 to 70% of your budget, depending on what you have going and how full your pipeline is. In this campaign, we're gonna have 2 ad sets, one completely wide open, one completely broad. So this, we're using Advantage Plus to let Meta do the targeting for us. And then the other one is going to be interest stack based audiences. So we're adding all the interest, the demographics. We're trying to build that audience of thinking about what the people that we want to target, what are they interested in? What are they doing? What are they looking at? And then using that as a audience and an interest stack. Now, what I found recently is that Advantage Plus and Meta doing the targeting has worked way better. I get way more booked calls with that. Just something to keep note of. And in each ad set, we're gonna have 30 videos in each ad set. Each one of these videos is gonna be a completely unique hook and angle. The second campaign you're going to want is your warm audience. So this is going to be 20 to 30% of your budget. This is going to be retargeting the people who are engaging with your page, viewing your videos, going to your landing page, watching your VSL. They value your content. Maybe they're commenting, they're liking, they're subscribing, they're looking at your case study videos. A lot of these are going to be case study ads and testimonial ads that are kind of giving the proof and the evidence that they need to move forward and actually book a call. Campaign 3 is going to be hot leads. This is going to be the bottom of your funnel. So 10% of our budget is going to go towards this audience. So in this campaign, these are going to be people that have visited your booking page. They have fired off CRM events. They're on your email list. And the type of content that we're going to put in front of them is very urgency based, very objection handling content. So 80% short form content, 20% long form. So this structure works specifically for B2B buyers because like we said before, it requires a lot of touch points. The trust level is very low across the board on the internet. So we need to be in front of people all the time. So as soon as we are able to tag them them with our pixel and get them into our ecosystem, we need to bombard them with as much information and proof that we know what we're doing. And really all it is just building trust with people before they show up to the call. Adjustment number 3 is going to be the B2B ad script structure. And this is the structure that we use for most of our scripts. We start off with a hook, obviously, that's calling out our ICP with a specific pain point, desire, an outcome, a situation that they're experiencing. Then we give context to that hook, addressing the previous failed attempts in the hook. Then we back that up with a clear offer and promises, deliverables, mechanisms. After we state the offer, it's future pacing with benefit stacking. We're telling them what they get and what's the benefit of using our system. Then we go into the mechanism of the solution, how it works, what is the process. Then we touch back again on the mechanism of the false solution, why other approaches actually fail. And then we bombard them with proof, case studies, testimonials, implied authority with one single call to action. Most of the time it's learn more, book a call. Keep it very simple. Now, adjustment 4 is going to be using the confirmation page as a weapon. Now, I think this is one of the most underutilized parts of a B2B funnel. And the reason being is that, it's like, we'll just let them book the call. They get forwarded to a page. It has all of their information for the call, the date, the time. It's great. But that is the time when your lead or your prospect is going to be the most excited about your conversation. They are going to be ecstatic. Their emotions are going to be through the roof. They're excited about a new opportunity that's going to fix their problem. And we just send them to a page with a picture of our logo and the meeting details. We should be using this as time to give them next steps, to give them homework, to answer their questions that they might have on the call. So how much better would it be if we were forwarding them to a page with a confirmation video, a video of you thanking them for booking the call. Here's what to expect on the call. Here are the things that I'm gonna need from you before the call, and next steps, anything that you would want to fit into that. Something that gets them excited to actually attend, you know what I'm saying? And then below that, we can have 15 to 20 FAQ videos, and these are different. These aren't just FAQs with the question and then you click the button and they drop down. How about instead of a written question, we use videos? You answering their question. That is so much better. We can also have case study breakdowns with numbers and dollar amounts. And we can also use objection handling content that handles their objections before the call. So when they come on the call, they already know what they want and that it's a good fit. We can also give them a direct line to your team using some form of a phone number or an email address that they can reach out to as soon as they want. There's a lot of psychology around this and why it works so well and why it matters. Like I said before, they are amped. They just booked a call with you because they are excited about the solution that you're providing that can help solve their problem. So we need to take advantage of that. We need to get in front of their face again, amp them up for the call, confirm they're going to watch all of your videos. You have no clue how many times I've had people either cancel the call or disqualify themselves because they saw one of my FAQ answers in a video, or they already knew my product and what I was doing and they were excited to get onto the call and talk numbers right away because I handled their objections. I answered their questions before they even jumped into the video call. And the last adjustment is going to be your speed to lead. We need 10-minute response windows for new bookings. As soon as somebody fills out a form or books a call with you, they need to be contacted, not by a bot, not by AI, not by some CRM system or a person in another country. They need to be contacted by you via text message or a call. And if you could send it from your personal iPhone, like send them an iMessage, that's even better. You know what I do? When someone books a call with me, the first thing that they get is a video, a selfie video from me in a text message, introducing myself, asking a question about their form, and giving them next steps and what to expect from my emails. Just doing that alone can get you a 15 to 20% lift in show rate. I've literally had people comment back to me in a text message after I send them a welcome video after they book and say, nice touch, I'll see you on the call. So if you're a B2B company or online service business that's applying Jeremy's frameworks, here's the priority order based on ROI. First is gonna be the Hammer Them supplement campaign paired with a booked call funnel. Next is gonna be your pixel conditioning with qualified events via the conversion API. Next is going to be the 3 campaign account structure with proper budget allocation. Next is going to be the Hydra instant form campaign, and only if you have a hungry setter on staff that's willing to call all these leads for you. And last but not least is going to be the monthly webinars, and you can skip these to your about 100K or 80K, and you have a team that can help you with the production of these webinars because it can actually be a lot. So that's how to apply Jeremy Haynes' $1 million per month meta ad strategy to B2B businesses and online service-based businesses. Now, this video covered the strategy, but I haven't actually shown you how to build the funnel itself from scratch. The landing page, the VSL, the ad scripts, the follow-up sequences, the tracking, all of it wired together into one system. That's exactly what I break down step by step in my next video. So click the video on the screen right now and I'll walk you through the entire build. And if you don't want to build it yourself and you'd rather have my team do it all for you in 14 days, then click the first link in the description to book a call. Go watch that video now and I'll see you over there.